Out here, in the middle of an unforgiving desert, where the air itself seems ancient, massive stones rise like guardians from a time no living soul can remember, monuments that defy reason and perhaps defy earthly origins. Stories passed through generations speak of architects who did not come from the dust beneath our feet, but from the heavens above, shaping the land with a purpose we still struggle to comprehend. Beneath the golden sands, sealed chambers lie untouched for millennia, holding the breath of a civilization long erased from memory. Some believe these are not tombs, but coded messages locked away until humanity is ready to hear them. When the pyramids align perfectly with the belt of Orion, it's hard not to wonder, was this a coincidence? Or a conversation between Earth and the stars? The level of precision carved into every block is something our modern machines can mimic, but not surpass. If these builders were human, they were unlike any humans we know. And if they were not human, then who were they? Each stone hums faintly with a resonance inaudible to the ear, but felt deep in the bones, as if the earth itself remembers their touch. If they truly came from somewhere else, where did they go when the work was done? Some say the answer lies not in the vast expanse of space, but locked within the stones themselves. Hidden beneath layers of dust are markings invisible to the naked eye, maps of constellations humanity has yet to officially discover. The deeper you look, the more the design feels alive, like a living organism of stone, breathing and watching. To some, it's a coincidence. To others, it's undeniable proof of something extraordinary. Every angle, every shadow, every shaft of sunlight that cuts through these chambers, it all feels intentional, like part of a puzzle too big to see. If the purpose was spiritual, why the astronomical precision? If it was scientific, why the artistry? Some believe these structures were built to last until the end of days, until a new chapter of humanity began. Others believe they were never meant to last, but to awaken when the time was right. Could it be that our age right now is the age they were waiting for? If so, what happens when the awakening begins might not be in our control. These are not ruins. They are keys waiting for a lock that has yet to appear. The layout of the chambers feels less like history and more like a countdown written in stone. The question isn't if we were meant to find them, it's whether we were meant to understand them. And if the answer is yes, then perhaps the time is closer than we think. For now, the architects remain silent. But silence is not the same as absence. Somewhere in ways we can't measure, they are still here. Something ancient sleeps here, something old enough to remember the first sunrise. And when it wakes, the earth itself will remember too. For now, we walk among their work, blind to the deeper truth beneath our feet. But blindness is not permanent, because the architects have been waiting. Far beneath the crust of our planet, beyond the reach of light or life, an ocean of molten iron churns endlessly. A restless giant that shapes the invisible force field we depend on for survival. This unseen shield, our magnetic field, stands between us and the raw fury of the cosmos. But history tells us there have been moments when that shield faltered and the world was thrown into chaos. The Earth's magnetic poles, normally steady, have drifted, flipped, and danced across the globe in ways that seem almost impossible. Some reversals took centuries, others happened in mere human lifetimes. What force in this is powerful enough to twist the very compass of the planet? Ancient stories speak of skies ablaze with light and oceans churning under storms that burned. Science calls it a geomagnetic reversal, but science cannot yet explain the sudden violence of some events. Imagine waking one day to find north is south, and nothing works the way it once did. Airplanes lost in the sky, ships adrift at sea, satellites blind in orbit, civilizations stumbling in the dark. Some suspect this has happened before and left scars in the fossil record. Mass extinctions, they say, may not have been caused by meteors, but by the sun itself when our shield was down. Radiation once held at bay would pour down unfiltered, scorching the surface and poisoning the air. Entire species would vanish, but life in its strange resilience would adapt and rise again. Perhaps this cycle of destruction and renewal is written into the Earth's DNA. If that's true, we may be standing on the edge of the next chapter. The magnetic field is weakening faster now than at any point in recorded history. Is this the first tremor before the quake, or the final moment before the break? Even now, compasses drift, a slow, almost unnoticeable march towards somewhere unknown. One day that drift will no longer be slow. The skies will ignite with auroras far from the pole's beauty masking disaster. People will stare in awe, not realizing what's coming next. Because beauty in nature often walks hand in hand with catastrophe. If the magnetic field were to collapse entirely, we would be naked beneath the sun's full wrath. And the universe is not gentle. Perhaps that's why so many ancient monuments align not with the stars, but with magnetic north, marking its last known resting place. When it moves again, the world will not stop turning. But our way of life may not survive the trip. We could become just another layer into the fossil record, another mystery for the future to uncover. The story isn't waiting in the future, it's already being written beneath our feet. And when the chaos comes, it will not arrive politely. It will arrive all at once.